0 degree minus 3 degree के बीच का distance. This I can do because each and every latitude is placed at an equal distance, where the distance between one latitude is somewhere equal to 111 kilometers. So whether it is, what is the distance between the 3 degree to 2 degree? 111 kilometers. What is the distance between 0 degree to 1 degree? 111 kilometers. That is, the latitudes are located at an equidistance away from each other. Because we are doing nothing, we are just making the center of the earth, and uske 1 degree ke baad we are dividing the earth into latitudes. So 90 degree latitudes tak and 90 degree latitudes. So kitne latitudes hai total? How many latitudes are there in the earth? 180 or 181? 1, 2, 3, 90. 1, 2, 3, 90 plus 1, equator. So we divide the earth into different latitudes and we get 181 degrees. What is the importance of latitudes? The importance of latitudes is that, 1, they are used for calculating a distance. Of a place away from the equator. And second, latitudes are very, very important because there are 3 latitudes which are very important in the world, and one latitude is don't draw anything, first try to understand. Latitudes are important for determining the climatic regions. Fine. Why is it so? Because we have just seen sun always goes between 0 to 23.5 degree north and 0 to 23.5 degree south. And this region, because the sun always travels, sun kabhi idhar hai June mein, then sun starts uska backward journey 22nd September ko here, then on 22nd December it is here, again on 21st of March, and again on 21st of June. So can I say each and every place which is located between 0 to 23.5 degree north and 0 to 23.5 degree south will receive vertical sun rays at least 2 times in a year, right? And therefore this is the region which is very hot, and we will call this region as tropics. The next important latitudes are 66.5 degree north and 66.5 degree south. Now this is the region where we do not get direct sunlight, but we always get inclined sun rays. But यहाँ पे the temperature, sometimes because it is much nearer to the Tropic of Cancer, sometimes this is the region which is having hot summers and mildly cold winters. And therefore we will call this region as temperate. That is the region of moderate climate. But after 66.5 degree, you can see the earth is becoming too much rounded. So even if we consider the sun rays are never vertical after 6.5 degree. So as a result of this, this region is extremely cold, and we will call this as frigid zone of the world. So then what is subtropical? to 23.5 is tropics, the region lying between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. But आगे के लेक्चर में हम tropics को as a equator भी use करेंगे. That is 0 to 10 degree north, 0 to 10 degree south. 23.5 to 30 degree north, 23.5 to 30 degree south is subtropics. So we are in, are we in the tropics or subtropics? We are in the subtropics. And our other class which is being watched in Pune is in tropics. They are to the south of Tropic of Cancer, we are to the north of Tropic of Cancer. So एंड इसलिए वहां पे विंटर्स इतनी सीवियर नहीं है, बिकॉज दे रिसीव वर्टिकल सन रेज मोस्टली थ्रू आउट द ईयर, दोज आर वाचिंग ऑन दिस कैमरा. एंड हमारे यहाँ पे वी हैव सीवियर क्लाइमेट, समर्स आर वेरी हॉट एंड विंटर्स आर very cold. Understanding this? So this is what is the second importance of the latitudes. So I'll give you some of the definition of a latitude. Understood? Latitudes. Latitudes are imaginary lines. Latitudes are the imaginary lines which are drawn parallel to the equator. Which are drawn parallel to the equator. Full stop. Next statement. As the latitudes are equidistant. Equidistant means they are located at equal distance. Are equidistant. That is the difference between the two latitudes. The difference between the two latitudes is 111 kilometers. Is 111 kilometers. 111 kilometers. They are used to calculate. The distance between the two places on the surface of Earth. Calculate distance between two places on the surface of the Earth. Next point. The important latitudes are 1 equator. It divides the Earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. It divides the Earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. 2. Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. That is 23.5 degree north and 23.5 degree south. This is the region which receive vertical sun rays at least twice in a year. And hence it is a region of high heat. Full stop. The zone, उसी point में, the zone between 0 to 10 degree north, and 0 to 10 degree south, 0 to 10 degree north and 0 to 10 degree south is also known as equatorial region. Equator and equatorial region is different. Is also known as equatorial region. Equatorial region is 10 degree north to 10 degree south. अभी इसका इंपॉर्टेंस समझ में नहीं आएगा, बट वंस वी डू द प्रेशर बेल्ट्स, ये कुछ नहीं है, ITCZ है. This is the region of ITCZ. This is the region of tropical evergreen forest. The ITCZ is not constant. This is the region of doldrums over the period of time. This is the region where the two trade winds will converge. So it is all linked in the ahead lectures. Next. The region is known as tropics. The region is known as tropics. Yes, continuity. Because this is the region which is having, this is the region of maximum, this is the region of maximum northward and southward extent of sun. Of maximum northward and southward extent of sun. Sun will never go beyond the Tropic of Cancer or beyond the Tropic of Capricorn. Northward and southward extension of the sun. Third, what is after the tropics? 66.5 degree north. 66.5 degree north is known as कौन सा circle? It is known as Arctic Circle. While 66.5 degrees south is known as Antarctic Circle. Is known as Antarctic Circle. Beyond the Arctic and Antarctic Circle, beyond the Arctic and Antarctic Circle, the length of a day and night, दोनों का combined, the length of a day and night can extend beyond 24 hours. Can extend beyond 24 hours. Have you understood this line? It can be 6 months of day, it can be 6 months of night. That is what is, can extend beyond the 24 hours. Fine? So you have a GPS in your mobile. क्या क्या दिखाता है? Latitudes या सिर्फ longitudes या दोनों? जब आप उबर बुक करते हो तो क्या यूज करता है आपका डेटा? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय लोकेशन? So the second thing is it is using both. सिर्फ आपका लैटिट्यूड लेके उसको क्या फायदा? It should also know लैटिट्यूड तो आप यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी हो सकते हो, इंडिया में भी हो सकते हो या गल्फ ऑफ मैक्सिको में भी हो सकते हो. So it is using the longitude also. So what are longitudes? Longitudes are imaginary lines which run from pole to pole. These are the imaginary lines which run from one pole to the other pole. Now can you see something in the longitudes? कि longitudes का difference between the two longitudes, distance between the two longitudes is not same. So if you tell your friend कि I am located on 5 degree longitude, latitude, and your friend says I am located on 20 degree latitude, आप दोनों के बीच का distance calculate कर सकते हो. But if you tell your friend that you are located on 5 degree longitude and he says he is located on 20 degree longitude, so कहाँ पे? यहाँ पे अगर हो तो 0 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस है, यहाँ पे अगर हो तो 76 किलोमीटर डिफरेंस है, यहाँ पे अगर हो तो 110 kilometers difference है. If you are here at the equator, the difference is 111 kilometers. So, can I use longitude to calculate distance between the two places? No. Why not? Because the longitudes are not equal distance away from each other. Their distance varies. Their distance is maximum in the equator and it is minimum in the pole. You see its application. We say the latitudinal extent of India is 30 degrees. We say the longitudinal extent of India is also somewhere around 30 degrees. But when we study the length of India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, it is 3214 kilometers. But when we study the width of India from eastern and westernmost state, so which is the easternmost state? And which is the westernmost state? Sure? Or Nagaland to Gujarat? So, when we study it from the run of Kutch, Gujarat, till Arunachal Pradesh, it is 2933 kilometers. Can someone tell me why? दोनों का latitudes and longitudes is same. Why it is so? Yeah, because India is located away from the equator. It is somewhere here India is located. And because India is located away from the equator, the distance between the longitudes is decreasing. If you go here, अगर India यहाँ होता तो difference between the longitudes would have been still lesser. Had the Earth been exactly at the equator, so India would have been square in shape. 3214 and 3214. But the longitudes go on decreasing. The distance between the longitudes goes on decreasing as we move away from the equator. And therefore, the longitudes cannot be used for calculating distance. Have you understood this? Everyone? What you have not understood? Equator पे अगर होता तो what is the distance between the two longitudes at the equator? 111 kilometers. What is the difference between two latitudes at the equator? 111 kilometers. So, अगर Earth India equator region पे होता तो latitudinal extent of India जितना है आज 3214 kilometers, उतना ही longitudinal extent होता 3214 kilometers. वही मेरा कहना है, मतलब थोड़ा स्क्वायर का शेप होता. लैंड मास का शेप नहीं होता. लैंड मास का शेप नहीं होता इंडिया का स्क्वायर जैसा. इंडिया ऐसे ही होता, बट इमेजिन करके यू कुड हैव सेड दिस इज आल्सो 3214 एंड दिस इज आल्सो 3214. अब इंडिया is 3214 and 2933. So we will write in Indian geography that India is slightly rectangular in extent. Extent, shape में नहीं, extent में means. Anyways, have you understood कि longitude से distance नहीं calculate करते? Have you understood the second question कि why though latitudes and longitudes of India are same, then why India का shape में there is a difference? Because there is a equator region में, we are located away from the equator. So can someone tell me what is the importance of longitude? हमारे GPS में why there is longitudes? Not location तो है ही, it will take, it is time. Because the earth is rotating from west to east. So earth can be divided into how many longitudes? सर्कल को आप कितने लॉन्गिट्यूड्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हो? 360. So the calculation, how much time it takes for Earth to complete one rotation? 24 hours. So we come to an extent where the difference between two longitudes, 1 degree is 4 minutes. And therefore, the difference between the 15 degrees is 4 minutes into 15 is 60 minutes or 1 hour. How is this useful? This is useful in such a way that we fix one longitude as a 0 degree longitude. And we will call this as a prime meridian, or and sun rises in the east or west? Why does the sun rise always in the east? Why does the sun rise from east? Why not from west? Because sun does not rise. It is we who are rotating. Sun udhar hi hai. We are rotating. हमें लगता है sun is rising and setting. So it is we who are rotating from west to east. So इसलिए we feel that sun is rising from the east. So as a result of this, can I say if you are moving from this 0 degree to the eastern part, so if you cross 1 degree, आपकी घड़ी 4 मिनट से आगे. You will advance the watch by 4 minutes. If you cross 15 degrees, you will advance the watch by 1 hour. So, and if you go to the west, you will decrease your watch by 1 hour if you go to the western part of this, because you will get sunrise late. Eastern part will get earlier sunrise and the western part will get sunrise much later. So longitudes are used for calculating time. With reference to prime meridian, and we will call this as Greenwich Mean Time or International Standard Time or Universal Standard Time. Universal Standard Time. How do we calculate it? We calculate it in such a way that in this earth, if this is the 0 degree longitude, and here if it is 12 AM, so what will be the time at 15 degree east? If it is 12 PM, what will be the time exactly at 15 degree east? Advance your time, 1 घंटे से आगे. So यहाँ पे 1 AM or PM? PM. And what will be the time here? 15 degree west, it will be 11 AM. So now because India is located at 82 point, we have chosen this, understand, 82.5 degree east. So as a result of this, agar London mein if it is 12 AM, so India is 5.5 hours ahead of London, or 5.5 hours ahead of International Standard Time. Understanding this? Now you have to understand कि ये एक political entity है, Greenwich Mean Time. It is not like equator. I'll just get the globe. Why I am saying it is a political entity? Because if this is our earth, if I divide the earth into 2 parts, here, this is a proper central part, equator is a proper central part. If I call this as an equator, तो ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, because earth is not exactly a sphere, earth is bulge, earth is flat at the top. So earth has central part that is equator, proper. So this is a proper line. But 0 degree longitude क्या? यहाँ से भी काटू earth को, earth will have equally 2 parts. If I cut it from here, earth will have equally 2 parts. If I cut it from here, earth will have equally 2 parts. That is not the case in the latitudes. it has to be a 0 degree latitude. But for longitudes, 2 parts, 2 parts, 2 parts. So why this prime meridian was selected as 0 degree longitude? When it was done? When was Congress formed? So in 1884, it was decided. There were two countries who were fighting. Who were the two powers then? England and France. So they were fighting. France कह रहा था the 0 degree longitude should go through our territory. England कह रहा था no, it should go through our territory. England, being an English speaking nation, got support from USA, and therefore 0 degree longitude goes through England. Had they decided this in Akbar's time or Ashoka's time or Chandragupta Maurya's time, so India se pass hota. So this was done on the basis of which was the most powerful nation at that time. So remember, there is no such central part of the earth in the longitudes, and then after that the earth was divided in different longitudes at an equal distance of 1 degree. So we have 0 degree to 180 degree east, and we have 0 to 180 degree west. And what is uska importance? Uska importance is it is used for calculating time. So you can draw this diagram with me. So it is very easy to remember. If you go to the east, you will gain the time. So आपके घड़ी में you will have to add the time. If you go to the west, you will lose the time, and therefore you will have to subtract the time. It is much easier to remember that if the people in England are having lunch, people in New Delhi are having their evening breakfast, and people in New York are having their morning breakfast at the same time. This is, if you can remember, east gain the time, west lose the time. So whenever there are cricket matches which are going on in England, they start at a different time, early morning in India. Why? Because we are ahead of them. So you can easily find out what is the time between the two places if you can study their longitude. You can easily find out what is the distance between the two places if you can know their latitudes. इसलिए they are known as coordinates. But all the longitudes, जितने भी longitudes है, 360 degree longitudes, they all converge at the poles. So poles किसका time ये करेंगे? वहाँ पे 0 डिग्री भी है, वहाँ पे 180 डिग्री भी है, वहाँ पे 360 डिग्री भी है. India, we can still understand. We have taken one longitude as a reference longitude, and that is our time. अगर we do not take this as a reference longitude, India has 30 different longitudes. But उससे देश नहीं चलेगा कि बॉम्बे 1 मिनट आगे है अहमदाबाद से, अहमदाबाद 1 मिनट पीछे है from Bilaspur. Bilaspur is behind the any of a north eastern state. So उसमें इतना ज़्यादा confusion हो जाएगा. 9 बजे office मतलब exactly बिलासपुर में कितने बजे? If the government declares now the office, and we do not imagine a condition, we do not have a standard time zone. We do not have any fixed longitude. Government of India declares that banks will be off from today 9 o'clock in the morning. अब 9 o'clock कहाँ का? दिल्ली का 9 o'clock या मुंबई which is to the west उसका 9 o'clock या कोलकाता which is to the east उसका 9 o'clock. कोलकाता वैसे is ahead of Delhi by 1 hour. Technically it is ahead of Delhi by 1 hour. And Mumbai is behind Delhi by half an hour. मतलब कोलकाता में 8 बजे ही ऑफिस बंद हो जाएंगे या बैंक्स बंद हो जाएंगे एंड मुंबई में 9:30 बजे बंद हो जाएगा. So to avoid the confusion, countries fix one line with reference to the world time. This is all done to avoid the confusion of the times and we will call this as the GMT. So the poles जहाँ पे सारे longitudes available है वो कौन सा time follow करते हैं? वहाँ पे तो there is 360 degree. 360 degree का difference, can you understand? 360 degree का difference means 180 degree का difference is 12 hours. What is today's date? ट्वेल्व आवर्स का डिफरेंस है. टुडे इज 26, मतलब यहाँ पे 26 शुरू हुआ एंड यहाँ पे यहाँ पे 26 है दोपहर का, यहाँ पे सुबह का 26 शुरू हुआ एंड हियर इट इज 25th of October. So to avoid all this, the polar countries just follow the Greenwich mean time. They follow the 0 degree longitude ka time, the polar countries. Fine with this? So take down some of the lines regarding the longitudes. I'll come to that. Russia has 11 time zones. USA has 7 time zones, which is the country which. So tell me one thing basically, latitudinal extent ज़्यादा है तो your times will be more, or longitudinal extent. The country, imagine the country is of a same size. This is one size of a country, this is one imaginary country and this is another imaginary country. दोनों की size एक साथ जैसी है. So ज़्यादा time zones किस में होंगे? Only one longitude, latitude से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Only one longitude, but यहाँ पे so, and now with this background you can see Russia. This is what is Russia. एक है जापान के पास और दूसरा है नॉर्वे के पास. So for the person who travel from Vladivostok to St. Petersburg, they have to change their clocks 11 times. So Russia has 11 time zones. What is China? कितने time zones है China में? China is also a huge country. This is China. This is China, and then उसके बाद we have India here. So you can consider this is what is India. It is logically said that India should have 3 time zones. So China should have how many time zones? Minimum 5. How many time zones China has? 1. याद रखना, China, India are developing nations. In developing nations, the people's mentality is not matured. ज़्यादा time zones मतलब we think in the terms of different divisions. गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला? ऑलरेडी इतने ज़्यादा डिविजन्स हैं इंडिया में, कास्ट, क्रीड, स्टेट्स, रिलीजन, रेस, इसलिए और एक डिवीजन नहीं चाहिए कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए अलग टाइम, वेस्टर्न इंडिया के अलग टाइम और सेंट्रल इंडिया के अलग टाइम. अभी ही लोग are fighting in the name of language. Even in same state they are fighting in the name of the languages. So what will next? We will fight in the name of time zones. So you are not Indian because you belong to that time zone. अलाहाबाद से है, so हम ही Indians है. बाकी तो you are West Indian or you are East Indian. ऐसे हो जाएगा. So जो country which wants a strong central control, they will have just one time zone. चाइना में डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है. चाइनीज गवर्नमेंट ने अगर 11 बजे भी बोला कि अभी 2 बजे है, तो पीपल विल हैव टू फॉलो. So China does not have a time zone. India also does not have a time zone. I will come to India after some giving you some longitudes वाला part. सभी यूज करते हैं आजकल. दिल्ली की कोई भी स्कूल यूज करती है टाइम जोन का कंसेप्ट. So you can take down longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary lines that are drawn from pole to poles. Are imaginary lines that are drawn from pole to poles. Thus they intersect at poles. Thus they intersect at poles. Thus they intersect at poles. These lines are not equidistant. These lines are not equidistant. Lines are not equidistant. Because the distance between the two longitudes is maximum near the equator. Distance between the two longitudes is maximum near the equator. Difference between the two longitudes is maximum near the equator, while it is 0 kilometers at the poles. While it is 0 kilometers at the poles. Full stop. Hence, longitudes cannot be used for calculating distance. Hence, longitudes cannot be used for calculating distance. But they serve an important purpose of calculating time. But they serve an important purpose of calculating time. They serve an important purpose of calculating time. It is used in such a way, that time difference between 1 degree longitude, equals 4 minutes. And 15 degree longitudes equals 1 hour. 1 degree is, you can write this, time difference between, you can straight away write the equation. 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. And 15 degrees is equal to 1 hour. Simple maths है, घर पे जाके divide the earth का area by 24 hours. You will come to this figure. उसका सिग्निफिकेंस कि हम उससे टाइम नहीं डिस्टेंस नहीं कैलकुलेट कर सकते. लैटिट्यूड से कर रहे हैं, लॉन्गिट्यूड से नहीं करना है डिस्टेंस कैलकुलेट. विल यू आस्क डिस्टेंस, इसका सिग्निफिकेंस है कि लैटिट्यूड से डिस्टेंस एंड लॉन्गिट्यूड से टाइम. ये पता होना चाहिए लॉन्गिट्यूड से डिस्टेंस क्यों नहीं, क्योंकि उसके बीच का डिस्टेंस सेम नहीं है. नहीं समझ, क्लास के बाद समझा. सो एनी अदर पर्सन हैज दिस डाउट? So we can come to the next part. If you go to the east of the 0 degree longitude, 0 degree longitude or prime meridian passes through Greenwich near London. Passes through Greenwich near London. It was selected in 0 degree longitude or prime meridian passes through Greenwich. Passes through Greenwich near London. Passes through Greenwich near London. It was selected by an international agreement in 1884. It was selected by an international agreement in 1884. As all the places to the east of prime meridian, as all the places to the east of prime meridian experience sunlight earlier, these places have time ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. These places have time ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. These places have time ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. Full stop. Thus, मैंने दूसरी लाइन नहीं लिखवाई है. It is understood that is all the places to the west will have time which is behind the Greenwich Mean Time. I guess you have drawn the diagram that. So thus the prime meridian is used for setting a common world time, and therefore it is also known as Universal Standard Time bracket UST, or it is also known as world time also, or International Standard Time. इसका शॉर्ट फॉर्म IST, Indian Standard Time, इसका भी शॉर्ट फॉर्म IST. So you write in the exam International Standard Time only. Prelims में अगर IST आता है तो it means with reference to India generally. The countries which have larger east west north south east west extent, the countries which have larger east west extent, or in other words longitudinal extent, experience or have more than one time zones, not experience, have more than one time zones, Example, the country with the largest time zone is, that is your homework, and you will be surprised too. The country with the largest time zone is not Russia. वैसे largest country in the world is Russia. Second number पे है Canada. Canada is also having large amount of east-west extent. Fine. बट ये पूरा यहां तक रशिया है. सी दिस इज वेयर इज रशिया. This is China. This entire thing is Canada. But it is between France and England. Which is England? This is England. And this is France. इन दोनों के बीच है. You go and find out. एक में 13 है, एक में 11 है. Why it is so? France and England has the largest time zones in the world, not Russia, because they were colonial masters. आज इंग्लैंड की एक टेरिटरी यहाँ पे है, फ्रांस की भी है. So as a result of this, इंग्लैंड की एक टेरिटरी यहाँ पे है, फाकलैंड आइलैंड्स. So as a result of this, France and England have maximum amount of time zones in the world. Understood this? Because their territories are spread out. तो वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ढूंढो. If you know, that is good. But answer is France only. So 0 degree. ये है 180 डिग्री व्हाट, ईस्ट और वेस्ट? ईस्ट. एंड दिस इज 180 डिग्री वेस्ट. फाइन. Now understand this concept. 0 degree, what is today's date? 25th of October. And we'll consider कि it is 12 PM, दोपहर के 12 बजे of 25th of October. If you go to the west, 12 घंटे पहले, what will be the time? 12 AM. What will be the date? इंग्लिश कैलेंडर रात को 12 बजे चेंज होता है. So it is 25th of October, 12 AM. And if you go to the west, east, it is 12 AM of 26th of October. Fine with this? 180 degree. So this is what is the 24 hours ka time difference in the world. This is what? Greenwich Mean Time. Fine. So this is what? Can I say this is the international time line? Right? 0 degree. ये international time line है ये. So if I go from here till Japan, ये 180 degree east, 26th of October. If I go to the 180 degree west, what is this? 25th of October. But can you realize Earth goal है, so ये line जो 180 degree west है, वही line 180 degree east है, और या वही line 180 degree west. That means इस line के इस side there is 26th of October 12 बजे सुबह, और इस लाइन को क्रॉस करते ही एक ही लाइन, इमेजिनरी लाइन, दूसरे जगह 25th of October का सुबह 12 बजे. That is because both the lines are same, because the earth is round. You can see here, if I go here, I land up in this line. Or if I go from here, I again land up in this line. So this line, which is a common line, is known as international date line. Now, what is the significance of this line? This line का significance is, you will understand with the help of this example. This is Japan, this is USA. The time required from traveling from Japan to USA is roughly around 3 hours. We'll take, for example, 3 hours. So you start from USA on 25th of October, and after 3 hours you land in Japan. So it is 3 a.m. in Japan, but day is 26th. वैसे you should have landed on 25th, 3 घंटे के बाद you should have landed. So you started on 12 a.m. on 25th of October and you landed in Japan, and बाहर आके किसी को डेट पूछा तो वो कहेगा 25 नहीं, आज तो 26 है. Entire 25th of October is out from your life. So, or if you start from 25th of October कि आपने थोड़ा पार्टी और सब की, 26th को सुबह 12 बजे प्लेन पकड़ा, and after 3 a.m. you land in USA and किसी को डेट पूछा तो it is 25th of October. So 25th of October comes back in your life. So this line which changes the date is what is known as an international date line. So can I say, when I go to the east of this international date line, not the east of the world, ये international date line है, इसका ये eastern part and इसका ये western part. I am living on 25th, 26th of October, and when I land here, the day is 25th of October. I already have enjoyed the 25th of October in Japan, and still I go in USA and I get 25th of October. The only place in the world you can say जो खोया हुआ time वापस आता है, right? So this is international date line. When you go to the east, can I say you gain a day? And if you go to the west of an international date line, एक पूरा दिन lost from your life. Means you ऐसे देखा गया, जिसको ये concept पता नहीं, उसको लगेगा 27 hours की journey करके आए हैं. 24 hours plus 3 hours. That is 27 hours. But it is only 3 hours. Why? Because he has crossed the international date line. So this is what is known as an international date line. And just open the atlas. Page number 104. अच्छा दिया है बंद. Okay, you can open the page number 128. समझ में आया था? So can you see that line which is there, red color ka dotted line? So is it a straight line or is it a zigzag? Can someone tell me why, logically? It is zigzag because यहाँ पे बहुत सारे islands हैं, छोटे छोटे, और countries है. Time तो चल सकता है अलग अलग, but अगर date ही change हो गई तो it will be entirely a problem. Half part of the country में 27 तारीख, half part of the country में 26 तारीख, or whatever. So therefore the countries are given a choice whether they want to follow the American time or they want to follow the Asian time. And based on this, if this country says, no, I want to follow the Asian American time, so ये ऐसे हो जाए. If this country says, I want to follow the Asian time, so it will change. And therefore this line is not straight. It is always zigzag. And if you look at 0 degree line, international time line, it is a straight line. Because time, it does not matter. Country can fix one time कि हाँ यही time से चलेगी country, and they can fix, just like India में we have fixed. So the 0 degree line or the international time line is a straight line, but international date line is a zigzag. So based on this, I am asking you 2 questions. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. International timeline exactly follows 0 degree longitude. True or false? International timeline exactly follows. 0 degree longitude straight hai, so it is also straight. True or false? true. An international timeline exactly follows 180-degree longitude. No, it becomes zigzag. Understanding? So, wo shuru, and now come to the page I was referring to. Page number 102. Sorry, 104. What you should remember is that international timeline जो है, international date line जो है, that follows through one of the first straits we did in the first lecture, that is the Bering Strait. It starts through the Bering Strait, and after crossing the Bering Strait में no country, so it is straight. And after crossing the Bering Strait, it is becoming zigzag. It is becoming zigzag. So which line passes through the Bering Strait? International date line. Come to the map of Africa. And look at the physical map of Africa, and you will see that this international timeline जो है, this has been our twice prelims का question. एक बार directly lake ही पूछा था, एक बार country पूछी थी. You will see there is a Ghana on the western part of Africa. उसमें there is a lake Volta, one of the biggest lakes of Africa, not the biggest, one of the biggest. And you can see international timeline exactly goes through Lake Volta in Ghana. Mila, so you should remember Lake Volta. One question was, they had asked you specifically that international timeline passes through which lake? Lake Volta. In the recent years, 2-3 years back, they had asked you an applied question that they had given the 4 countries. उसमें एक ऑप्शन था घाना, बाकी के 4 अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज, एंड दे हैड आस्क्ड व्हिच कंट्री इज नियरेस्ट टू द इंटरनेशनल टाइमलाइन. सो आंसर इज घाना, बिकॉज उसमें से जाता ही है इंटरनेशनल टाइमलाइन. So, imagine ऐसे होता होगा, that is people in Japan missed a deadline. चलो उनको UPSC का फॉर्म भरना है, तो 25 October is the last date, so they have missed the deadline. So will they go to 26th in USA 3 घंटे में and fill कर सकते हैं फॉर्म? The computer systems are adjusted accordingly. The servers are adjusted accordingly. नहीं तो, thankfully India में नहीं है international date line, नहीं तो we would have gone to Pakistan and यहाँ पे तो corruption होता है, थोड़े पैसे दे दो, server खोल दो. So that otherwise it is not being done that way. So you can take down international date line. A line which is located at 180-degree longitude. Both west and east is the same. So इसलिए you can write 180-degree longitude, which is located at 180-degree longitude, comma crossing which changes the date is known as international date line. Is known as international date line. Is known as international date line. Next point, when one moves to the east of the international date line, when one moves to the east of the international date line, we gain a day. We gain a day. East of the world नहीं, East of international date line. वैसे it is the west of the world technically. Getting it? We gain a day. And when we move to the west of the international date line, move to the west of an international date line, we lose a day. We lose a day. We lose a day. Next point. Though the international date line originates at 180 degree longitude, originates at 180 degree longitude, comma, passes through Bering Strait, it is zigzag, passes through, leave it, it is zigzag, to avoid the confusion between the nations, Next concept. DST. What is DST? पहले नोकिया के मोबाइल में आता था DST. Do you want to switch on the DST or not? So what is daylight saving time? Nokia belongs to which country? Finland. So वहाँ पे sunlight is less. Now there are two concepts of a day. One is solar day and one is day. Day means any time of a day. सुबह 4 बजे, 5 बजे, 6 बजे के शाम तक. And one is the solar day, मतलब जितना amount of sunlight है. So in the European nations, जहाँ पे the amount of sunlight is more during the summers and it is less during the winters, to make sure that your body is adjusted to the biological clock, because our productivity is best during the daytime. Our productivity anyways decreases during the night time. ऐसे लगता होगा आपको, आप बहुत पढ़ते हो रात में, पूरी रात जाग के, ऐसे नहीं होता, क्योंकि दिन में, रात में 3 बार आप चाय पीने के लिए उठोगे. जिनको और दूसरी आदत है चाय के साथ, वो भी, वाई, बिकॉज नींद ज्यादा आ रही है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? फिर थोड़ी और नींद आने के बाद सम अदर यूट्यूब एक्सेट्रा. So productivity decreases, and this Europeans know. So they increase the working time during the summers because sunlight ज़्यादा है, and they decrease the working time during the winters so that the body is adjusted to the sunlight, and this is what is known as an daylight saving time. That is, अगर summers है तो offices instead of 9 o'clock will open at 10 o'clock and will close at 5 o'clock. अगर 9 to 4 job है तो ऑफिस का टाइम एक्स्ट्रा हो जाएगा. एंड अगर विंटर्स है तो ऑफिसेस थोड़े लेट शुरू हो जाएंगे, 9 के बदले 10 बजे, बिकॉज 10 बजे पूरी धूप निकलेगी. वी ऑल्सो यूज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ डे लाइट सेविंग टाइम, बट नॉट ऑफिशियली. अनऑफिशियली वी यूज इट. दैट इज दिल्ली का स्कूल टाइमिंग्स विल चेंज विद द कमिंग अप ऑफ विंटर्स. स्कूल का ड्यूरेशन विल बी शॉर्टर. ऑफिशियली हमने डे लाइट सेविंग टाइम यूज किया था ओनली ड्यूरिंग द 1962 का वॉर and 1971 का war. We had used this. Why? During the night time, none of the office was allowed to run. जो भी काम करना है दिन के धूप में करना, and night में the government used to switch off all the lights so that the fighter planes will not detect a city and bomb it. इसलिए we use the concept of daylight saving time. Nowadays, it is not that important. Why? Because fighter planes can sense the heat in our bodies, even if we are hidden somewhere in the bunker. So light का तो कोई सवाल ही नहीं. So they can send a cruise missile, they can send a missile which will travel in any direction you move. So that concept has now gone, but we still use it unofficially, daylight saving time. So I'll continue in the next lecture.